minor chords. Now, first let's talk a little bit about minor scales. There is a minor scale. Say if I'm going to play a G major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. The principle of relative minor, the sixth interval in the scale, is the root of the relative minor scale. So the sixth interval in the G scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is E. So what that means is if I start on E, but play a G scale, so E would be the 6, 7, then 8, right? So I start here. Completely different sounding scale. Okay. We're going to get more into minor scales later on, into book 2, but for now, our main concern is minor chords right now. There are two other minor scales that treat the 6th and 7th note differently, called harmonic and melodic minor, but we're not really going to get into that now because as far as your minor chords are concerned, the difference between major and minor primarily is the third. It's flat. So if you play an E major scale, if we flat the third half step, we have an E minor chord. Major, minor. In the A form, okay, where is the third on your A chord? 5, 1, 5, 1, 3. This is flat, A major, A minor, D. Where's the third in a D chord? Here's 1, 2, 3. Now again, with this deal with the thumb here, you can't do that unless you can play this, which, trust me, hard to do. You just kind of leave the E out of it. Now, if you figure it out, if you try to figure out how to play it in C, you're just going to get a headache because you can't. In a C form, that's a third, that's a third, that's a third. You can't flat all three of them, it just doesn't work. In the G form, it is possible, but not if you play it this way. Here's your third. It's tough, you can't flat the open string, but you can substitute a fifth here. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play the G chord this way. Now you have a third here. You can flat that. That is possible. What will be the easier way? With your bar chords, here's your G in an E form. Here's your E form, E, F, F sharp, G. G form, or E form. G chord, here's your third. Flat it. A minor chord, G minor chord, F sharp minor. That's what's so nice about the 5 chord forms. When you get to know them and use your bar chords, you've got so many different ways. I can play 12 different minor chords just by remembering this. Anyway, so that's how that works.